Well, hello everybody. This is Tim Mai, and I have my good friend and mentor, Doug Ottersberg, on the line with us as well. Doug, want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Awesome. Yay. And this video interview is about how to have your money working hard for you instead of you working hard for your money. So, Doug,
love it.
Yes, Doug is a master at getting his money working extremely hard for him day and night, whether he feels like working or not feels like working, whether he's out on vacation or time with his family, it doesn't matter. His money's working hard for him every single minute. And so, Doug, let's get right into it.
Sure. Well, I'm thinking about years ago when I was first starting out as a young real estate investor newbie. And I was really fortunate that I met some incredible men and women that helped me, guided me, mentored me, shepherded me, whatever you want to say. They showed us the ropes. They showed us exactly, what to do, how to do it, and more importantly, why they did the things that they did. And one of my mentors taught me that, there are two things that work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 352 weeks a year, 365 days a year, and that's rent and interest. Rent and interest. And so, if you're looking for places where your money can work for you, you may want to take heed and start to look for places and assets that you can invest in that provide maybe a little bit of both. A little bit of rent and a little bit, or actually let me scratch that, a whole lot of rent and a whole lot of interest. And so, what are the different ways that you could study up and learn and invest in things that produce rent and things that produce interest? Well, let's talk about rent. Well, in Tim's program, the focus is primarily, correct me if I'm wrong, but primarily on single-family homes. Tim, would that be correct?
That's correct.
Well, I have met over the years a lot of super successful real estate investors that followed a plan where they would start out learning the ropes with someone like Tim on how to do wholesaling, and they would earn some cash. And after 2 or 3 or 4 deals, they would have enough cash where they could go out and purchase a house.
Right.
Or put a substantial down payment on one such that it would be easy to get a loan from a bank or a private lender.
Right.
And then they would just keep working those deals. So, one of the things we did, Tim, is during our time, our years of growing, there were some times when we found a deal that was just unbelievable. I mean, it should be illegal that we were able to buy houses for that cheap. I mean, have you ever come across a deal like that once or twice in your lifetime, Tim?
Yes, I have.
Well, most people will have this sudden thought of that new Ferrari they want to buy, or, the vacation they want to take. And, what we realized is that's a gift. And what we've done is, rather than sell it and take a one-time hit of cash, we keep it. And we figured out a way to buy those, and we just hold on to it because now we have a cash-producing asset that literally we bought at a discount. Mm-hmm. And everybody loves to buy things at a discount. And so, one of the great things about being in the wholesale business is, yes, you can generate cash, and but that you can use to buy assets. You can also find some really great deals.
Right.
And if you've been watching some of our videos, if you have been in the developing the habit of paying your bills, and if you do get a point where when you get some private investors, when you get in the habit of sending them a check every month like clockwork, when some of these deals came up, I'll just tell you one real quick. We found an opportunity. It was called to me by a realtor. He called me and said, "Hey, you need to come look at this." So, when that guy calls me and says you need to come look at this, that means grab your checkbook and get over here before someone else does, right? And we found a property. It was worth $200,000 all day long, and I could pick it up for $109,000.
Wow.
$109,000. Now that's, basically 50 cents on the dollar.
Right.
You don't have to think very hard. Should I buy this? Maybe. Oh, I don't know. At that point, you do whatever it takes. So luckily, well, not luckily, luck had nothing to do with it. Okay. I was in a position where I had gone through, like we talked about in an earlier video, finding myself in a hole, digging myself out of the hole, paying off all my debts. So now all of a sudden, I had all these credit cards and lines of credit that had no balance on them. I also had cash sitting in a reserve account because I had been every month writing a check and putting that cash, and it just sits there waiting for this particular moment. They say that success is when luck meets opportunity. Luck is when success meets opportunity, or whatever it is, preparation, success is when preparation meets opportunity. All right, luck has nothing to do with it. At that particular point in time, it was basically $100,000. I told one of my private lenders that I had found and had been writing checks to every single month, great habit to get into, hey, let's buy this property. I got 20, I know you got 80, it's worth 200, you'll be in it way less than even 50% loan to value, you're totally safe. You want to do it? And their answer was, yes. Why? Because that now leads to the second part of what works 24 hours a day for you, 365 days a year, and that's interest. And so now we have a private lender who's a guy that made money in real estate and for years and years, and now he's retired and he doesn't want to do the work anymore, okay? He's happy to have me buy him lunch. He's happy to come out, like in this case, and kick the tires, so to speak, look at the deal, review my numbers, and say, yeah, Doug, you did a great job. I'd be happy to invest in this deal with you. Because if you don't pay me, if you pay me, I'm going to make some money. If you don't pay me, I'm going to make a whole lot more money. And so in this case, it worked out to be a really great partnership. They get some income coming in from the interest without doing a whole lot of work. I do all the work, and I create the most income. And in fact, that's a property that we actually did keep. We've been paying on that. The investor got paid off years ago, and we did something, Tim. I'll share a little strategy with you. If you're just getting started, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. When you find a super, super great deal, you want to keep it. You want to hold on to it. Do not sell it. Find a private investor if you have to, but do whatever it takes to get that property. And then focus on getting that property paid off. Do whatever it takes to pay that one property off. And then you can go to a bank with a free and clear property, and you get a line of credit on the free and clear property. And that is only to be used to go buy the next deal, because now you'll have cash to go buy the next deal. Right. So you see how this starts to work, Tim? Uh-huh. And we started that years and years ago, and we still have free and clear the original property, the first super killer monster deal that ever came across my desk. We still own that property. It's still free and clear. And it has provided the cash through the line of credit to buy the next one and the next one and the next one. So there's a lot of people out there that over the years have, how many would it take, Tim? 5 houses, 12 houses, 20 houses. Getting those houses working for you can change your lifestyle. And if you'll take a moment and write this down, right? Write this down and post it on your computer monitor right here or wherever you need to see it. But some part of each day's work should benefit me in the future. Some part of each day's work should benefit me in the future. All right? And so how does that show up? Well, in my life, how does that show up? Well, we had a business where we buy and sell manufactured homes. And one of the key ingredients to that business is being in a position to finance the sale of that manufactured home. So we make money when we buy, because as a real estate investor, that's when you make money, when you buy. We buy at wholesale. We sell at retail. So we make a profit in the spread. It takes, let's say, even if it takes us 8 hours from start to finish, all right, we do 8 hours of work, basically 1 day of work. We get a chunk of cash in the form of a down payment, and for the next 7 to 15 years, we get a paycheck every single month. So I did 8 hours a day, work today, and I get a check for 7 to 15 years. How many times would you want to do that, Tim?
As many times as you can, right?
Yeah. And so that is one of the things that we've done. You can look at houses, you can look at, in my case, mobile home parks, I still think are one of the best investments going out there for many, many reasons. Apartment complexes are really good, and especially in these days when people need a lot of, need rental housing, apartment complexes. I got to tell you, Tim, the single family house is by and far an investment that most people can never go wrong with. And the reason I'm saying that is in the general scope of what things you can buy, everybody needs shelter of some kind, right? And it seems like no matter what's going on, for most people, their dream is to get a single family house. And whether that single family house is a site-built home out in the suburbs somewhere or a manufactured home in a manufactured home community, the great thing about that, Tim, is you want to be able to control that as much as possible. And so when you control 12 houses, and you've got them paid off free and clear, you could probably pretty much do whatever it is you want to do. As long as you pay attention and you buy quality homes and quality neighborhoods and that kind of thing, and stay out of war zones and all of that kind of stuff. But you remain in control. And, we talked earlier about this financial sacrifice. You will serve that period. And so, if you'll do whatever it takes now to make that happen, like Ron LeGrand said, I don't know if he was originally, but if you'll do for 5 years what most people won't, you can spend the rest of your life doing what most people can't. And so those are some really great tips, Tim, on how to get your money working for you. Buying rentals, and becoming a lender, figuring out how can I utilize some of this extra money, or how can I borrow money and loan it out and make money while I pay back the money. Right. So those are some really good strategies for having your money work hard for you so you don't have to work so hard for money.
Right. And, one of the things that you talk a lot about that I like, and just keeping that in the back of my mind, is like have something else other than you working for you, right? Yeah. Because I mean, as an income producer myself, and a lot of people, like when we think about making money, we're thinking about, well, how can I make money? Like what ways can I go about to make money? And not so much about, well, how can I have like someone else making money for me? How can I have another asset like something else making money for me, right? And, yeah, and so like really starting to, what I'm hearing from you is like getting into the mindset of stop asking yourself how can you make more money, and start asking yourself how can I have other things and other people making money for me.
Yeah. And that comes down to, again, one of the things that we'll be sharing with you when you attend the Fast Track to Financial Freedom is these habits, the things that we do. And particularly the habits we get in with the money that we do earn, and how we allocate that, and how we educate ourselves to learn how to invest it in an asset that will work for us. So for example, Tim, you're great at making chunks of cash. What you need to do, and you're no different than most people that are really good at creating lots of cash. You need to take that, and again, not just you, anybody that finds himself in the position of being able to earn a lot of cash, is to on what am I comfortable with. It might be single family houses. It might be apartment complexes. You might be thinking, well, I don't want to deal with tenants and toilets and all that stuff. Well, guess what? There are plenty of people out there that do. They're really good at it. And all you need to do is buy another house or two, or do a deal or two to pay them to manage your assets for you. All right. So again, that's a mindset issue that some of us need to work through. But just think about it, Tim. What if you were to take the next, a few years, work your tail off, create some chunks of cash, and set those chunks of cash aside in a freedom fund. All right. You don't call it a savings account. It's not a bank account. It's your freedom fund. All right? You're self-funding your freedom. And then you take that wad of cash that's sitting in the bank, burning a hole in your pocket, when you have enough, and these days enough, depending on what your interest is. My interest is mobile home parks. These days, enough is 2, 3, 4, 500,000, a million. But you take a chunk of cash and you go out and you buy an asset like a mobile home park, like an apartment complex, like some single family houses. All right, single family houses are typically the easiest. I got to tell you, a mobile home park, and I know there's some down in your area, Tim. In fact, we're going to be looking at some when I come down there. Is a great way to take your money, do some work today, take the chunks of money that you're making from your job or your wholesaling business or whatever it is, your rehabbing business, and investing those in a long-term asset. And, where it will continue to work so that you can, when your children come home and say, hey, I have this opportunity I have a scholarship and I could go study in New York City for the month of July, where you can say, yeah, let's do that. And you take your whole family instead of saying, sorry, honey, we can't afford it. Right? That's where we want to get to. So, putting those chunks into a freedom fund that will allow you to go out and find an asset. And in the meantime, we're going to show you how to make that happen, how to educate yourself, and how to have the money to make that all happen.
Exactly. Awesome. So with that, Fast Track to Financial Freedom is coming up on October 12th and 13th here in Houston. So sign up for it. It's below this video, and we're looking forward to seeing you and to help you reach your financial freedom and help you like achieving the life that you want. So awesome. All right, Doug.
See you there. Take care.
All right.
Yeah, just you can't afford not to be at this particular seminar, because guess what? The admission is really, really inexpensive. So make sure you get there and bring your friends, bring your family, and we'll see you soon.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye.